Clara's Ultimate Christmas was released in 2018. This is written and directed by Emily Aguilar, and we have a cast including Tiffany Cain, Kearstin Moore, Rajesh Rajan, Aurora Richards, Lee Edward Smith Jr., and Katherine Smith. And this is about a 10-year-old girl called Clara, and she is a vlogger. And straight away, I have issues with that, but I'll talk about that in a moment. And this is in the run up to Christmas, and she's going to have the ultimate Christmas, but then things start to happen that will threaten this happy Christmas. How good will her Christmas actually be? Can they overcome these obstacles? It's not that dramatic, but there are some things that actually some people might be able to relate to. I don't want to go into too much detail in case you do decide to watch it, but the things that happen could be potentially quite relatable. So that aspect I think does work quite well, but the narrative itself is very dull. There are long periods where nothing happens, where conversations just go on longer than they need to, and the pacing is not great at all. Clara is very likable. I think she has some very realistic dialogue, particularly with another little very well. But realistic doesn't necessarily mean interesting. We have some really nice decorations. They could have done more. They definitely could have made it look a bit more Christmassy, but the decorations we got were quite pleasant. But there are two things that I don't like about this. One is, in my opinion, more of an issue than the other. This one's not really a big issue, but I don't think it's a kid film or a film for the whole family or for older viewers. I don't think it's going to be appealing to young children. In fact, I'm certain that it's definitely not going to appeal to young children. But at the same time, it's not very engaging for older viewers either. So I don't think it works very well. That's not to say every film needs to fit neatly into a specific little box, but I just don't think that it's going to be fun or engaging for younger viewers, and I don't think it's that entertaining for older viewers either. And the other thing that I don't like is that it's promoting vlogging in preteens. I think that's really irresponsible. And 10-year-olds should not be vlogging. Doing an occasional video here and there, or I mean, I don't agree with family channels, but being in the occasional video is probably not going to be a big deal. But encouraging 10-year-olds to vlog is a really irresponsible thing to do. And the internet is so dangerous. There's a reason why children can't consent to being online because they don't understand what they're consenting to. They don't understand what it's like online and how bad and dangerous things can be. So I think that it was a really terrible idea. Obviously, they're trying to make it contemporary, but at the most, she should have been a blogger. Blogging is still risky, but obviously not quite as risky as putting your face on the internet. So just as a concept, I hate it. But at the same time, I don't think it's an engaging film for younger viewers. So I think it's unlikely that really any young child, any 10-year-old is going to watch this and be inspired by Clara because I don't think they're going to find the film to be that engaging or that inspirational. I could be wrong about that. I hope I'm not wrong about that because, again, I don't think we should be encouraging 10-year-olds to vlog. So maybe they could have made Clara older, made her at least a teenager. I don't think it's a sensible film. I don't think it was the right idea. And then on top of that, we have a very dull narrative, very, very slow. Yes, as I said, there could be elements of relatability that work well. Some of the dialogue is believable. It's fine as background company if you just want something to put on in the background while you're doing other things. The performances are fine. Visually, it's fine. Again, they could have made more of an effort with making it look a bit more Christmassy, but there are some decorations. It's not a good film. I don't think it was a good idea. The execution isn't that great either. Clara is a very likable character, and the performance there was very good. But again, I don't agree with the fact that she's a 10-year-old vlogging. I think it's a very irresponsible message to put out there. But as I said, I don't think it's an engaging film for younger viewers, so I don't think many people are going to necessarily be inspired by this. And I hope that I'm not wrong with that. It's not a great film. It's not really a good idea. If you're an older viewer and you just want some background company while you're doing other things, maybe it's worth putting on. But if you decide not to watch it, you're definitely not missing out on much.